Hi, I'm Brad Johnson with T&J Panels, and this is Russ Kelly. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the questions we get, some of the topics that we get to talk about in the field, so that by the end of this video, hopefully you have a little bit better understanding of what a T&J panel system is, how it works, and how it could benefit you. Russ, let's dive right on in, man. What is a panel block system? That's the number one question I get asked. And whereas to you and I, that seems like such a simple question, to those watching today, it might be a little bit more. So tell us a little bit about what a panel block system is.
Sure. So a panel block system is basically a network of individual treatment units, also known as panel blocks. These panel blocks work to not only distribute wastewater into the natural soil, but they also help to filter it and treat it before it ever reaches the soil interface, so that we're providing clean effluent to the soil in the area. Now with that, Brad, a lot of people will come to us and ask, okay, so how exactly does a panel block system work? How does it filter wastewater?
Sure. So the way that a panel block system works is the wastewater enters into the panel block system itself, right? It goes into the very first unit, and there is a engineered geotextile fabric installed inside of the panel. That engineered geotextile fabric actually does two things. One, it moves the wastewater down line to the next unit, but two, it moves the wastewater out of the side walls of the panel so that the wastewater comes out at a 45-degree angle. It's a lot different than other technologies out there, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the wastewater into the ground higher in the soil profile, where there's a lot more aerobic activity, a lot more breakdown, and a lot more contact with the sidewalls of the soil. Whether you're going in a bed, whether you're going in a trench formation, however you're installing this thing, you are going to get more contact surface area with that wastewater. So what happens is the wastewater, again, goes into it, disperses out of the panel block system itself. The first set of filtration is going to happen right there. The panel block is made up of an expanded shell rock. We superheat it, we pop it like popcorn, and it looks like coral, right? Like when we pop it, it looks like a piece of coral if you were to put it under a microscope. And it's got little places for the bacteria to attach to. It's got ways for that stuff to just break down. Tons of surface area for those things to break down and do what they need to do. So it filters out of the panel block and into a medium gradation sand, right? Typically a C33 or a 2S sand, but it's gonna go into that sand and it's going to filter through the sand before it ever hits the soil. So by the time it hits that soil, or the natural earth, it is at a pre-treated level. And that's the difference of how a panel block system works as compared to a lot of other technologies out there. In combination with that, the storage capacity, right? So the sand and the panel block, the orientation, the void space that's created, the storage capacity on a panel block system is almost 3 times greater than even a conventional stone and pipe trench like you would see out in the wild. The panel block system is going to hold almost 3 times that amount of effluent and do a pre-treatment process all at the same time.
Oh, wow, that's pretty impressive. So you've already spoke to some of the advantages of a panel block system. Can you get more specific with that as far as how does it benefit a homeowner, a designer, or even a builder? How can panel blocks be used to meet their needs?
Yeah, so I think for homeowners and for designers and for developers, one of the largest or one of the biggest advantages in what a panel block system does is, first of all, it's environmentally friendly, right? It's putting out wastewater that is clean, has minimal nitrogen, minimal BODs, TSSs, like it has clean effluent. So the impact on the environment is greatly reduced. Secondly, the panel block system is going to be one of the longest lasting systems on the market. So when you talk about putting in a system, right, you're not wanting to establish vegetative growth, plant bushes, put a pool in, put a big fence in, and then come straight back in just to rip it out and redo your drain field again, all to save a few dollars, right? You're looking for something that's going to last, and that is what a T&J panel system does. Other than that, a T&J panel system is, because of the pre-treated level of effluent, because of the extra storage capabilities, located inside of that drain field, you are actually able to shrink the drain field. So you can move from a 100% drain field down to a 50% drain field. So what that means is I can save up to 50%, and in some cases a little more than 50%, but 50% space savings. So when we talk about advantages, I can't think of a better advantage than being able to save that space in the yard, whether that's a pool in the future, whether that's a garage addition or a home addition or just an extra parking place for your teenager. Space is a very crucial thing, and they're not making more of it. So it's a huge investment in your future. Now, for a developer, this may look even better, because what that means is your lot yield can go through the roof. I know we worked on a development not long ago where we worked with a developer, a major developer, to turn 60 lots into 90 lots. We got an additional 30 lots just because he was able to rethink what type of drain field he was putting in. There's some other advantages, and one of the advantages I believe is a great advantage is the maintenance program on these systems. Walk us through, what does the maintenance look like on a T&J panel system?
Sure. So that is another great advantage of the panel block system, in that, unlike other pre-treatment systems, there is no maintenance to the panel block dispersal field itself. The only type of maintenance we're going to be doing in most scenarios, 99% of the time, is we're just going to be pumping your septic tank. So you've just got to maintain your tanks. You've got a pump involved. You've got to maintain that. That's kind of aside from the panel blocks themselves, though. So the dispersal field requires no maintenance. The one exception to that is if you have a low pressure panel block system, so you're actually using low pressure for your dispersal, and then you're going to have a maintenance contract just like you would with any other low pressure dispersal system.
Nice. So the maintenance seems really minimal for the amount of pre-treatment that you're getting. I know most pre-treatment systems have a lot of maintenance that go into them, contracts, things like that, to keep them up and viable. It sounds like T&J Panels is a little bit more user-friendly long-term, correct?
Absolutely. Our motto is, you can bury it and forget about it. With the longevity of these systems, the no maintenance, it's really just a plug and play and leave it alone.
I love it. Well, beyond maintenance, beyond applicability, beyond what a panel block system is, what does T&J Panels provide to their customers, whether that's a homeowner, a builder, a developer, an environmental health specialist, or an engineer, somebody who's watching this video today? What does T&J do for them on the backside that helps them cross the finish line?
Sure. So we have conversations with homeowners all the time about their lot, what kind of size lot they have, and what they can make work for their drain field size. And like you pointed out too, we like to talk to them about their future site needs so that we make sure we don't maximize their entire lot with just septic. We like to also reach out to homeowners and help them with any kind of issues they might be having. So we troubleshoot systems, which is really a rare thing. Usually it comes down to improper installation. And on the other side, when it comes to designers and engineers, things of that nature, we can help them figure out what orientation of panel blocks and what kind of layout's going to work best for the suitable area they have for their clients, so that they know that they're putting in the most effective and efficient system possible.
Nice. I love it. So a ton of back-end support.
Yeah. I forgot to mention as well, though, we do offer quite a bit of support to septic contractors in the way of, if they're new to panel blocks, we'll reach out to you, have a conversation with you about exactly what a panel block system is. We'll talk about the lot and the challenges it's going to present you, because that's usually the biggest puzzle that people have to figure out, is how I'm going to make this work out on a small lot. It's not that the installation of panel blocks is terribly difficult. It's that the lot itself is usually very tight, and so we're having to work in some tight areas. So we've got to think outside the box sometimes about how we're going to put our materials in and stage them for the job. Another thing we do for our septic contractors is we offer installation videos. We offer support through our office as far as how you should be bidding this job. What is the timeline for this job, as far as what's the size of your crew, what kind of equipment you're running, and what kind of obstacles you're going to run into, so you can truly figure out how much it's going to cost you to put in this panel block job and still come out on the top end of things.
That's awesome. So much support, so much there. So if you've watched this video, if you've learned anything new today, or you'd like to continue to learn what T&J Panel has to offer, we would love to connect with you. You are welcome to reach out to our office directly. You can call us. You can shoot us an email, go on the website. If you're watching this video, chances are there's some videos in or around the place you're watching this that are going to have install videos. They're going to have different orientations. There's going to be some Q&As as well. So check those out, and we look forward to connecting with you.